What up, YouTube? Getting it going for the day. What's happening, boys? Making things happen here for ourselves. Pulling stuff off of the printers. Sluice box finished up, looking good. Got a couple of different size units that we did. We did the medium riffle, and we did the finer riffle here. Morning, bud. Garrett Gallant, welcome. Tried to go live just a second ago and had a technical difficulty with the stream itself, so I went ahead and restarted it. Hopefully it's not too redundant for the chat out there. Breaking a couple of items off the printers today. We got sluice tapers. We got T50 parts. But what I really want to go ahead and do is make some sabots. So I don't know if you guys know what a sabot is. Let me see if I can go ahead and frame this up right here. I don't know if you guys know what a sabot is, but a sabot is basically a casing that goes around a smaller projectile that goes in a larger caliber offering. Whether it's an air gun, whether it's a pellet gun, whether it's a powder actuated hole puncher, whatever you got. Sabots make things go faster because you have a smaller caliber nested inside of a larger caliber casing. That's what we're going to be working on today. Now, for my sabots, I do like to use this PETG material. And the PETG material, I do like to color code it. So I'm going to actually be dealing with 357 caliber this morning and use this green material to do so. Let's fire it off. We have something with clog there. What's going on? Type of a jam. I don't know what it is about this specific machine, but for whatever reason, this machine always fights me. Like so much to the point that I'm actually going to go ahead and switch machines over to this guy because this extruder is just so tight, it's really difficult to get filament started. Same roll of filament. Give it a clean splice. Probably feeds right through, no issues. Yeah, no issues, already in, good to go. That's what killed the prints yesterday. That's funny. I got to be very careful about that because it is happening to me more often now that I'm using a mobile to do my streaming. It's falling forward. All right. Pick printer. Printer number 2. All right. Already preheating here. Let's get this going. Now, as you can see, it's currently preheating up. Got our
Green PETG loaded. We've got our printer ready to rock and roll. Kind of see that little extrusion out the bottom there. That would have caused a nasty problem on the print. Kind of just push them through, purge the whole nozzle. And you can kind of see it goes from like that gray carbon fiber color out to a green, starting to get that new fresh material melted on through the system. See how long this is going to take us to heat up. Probably not too terribly long. You can kind of keep track of the heat up process right there. 79, 80, and then you'll see the left side go up to 250. Damn, that's actually very, very, very hot. We can adjust that down to 230. That's the PETG settings I like to use, about 230 and about 70 on the bed, maybe 235 on the nozzle. And then you'll start to see the top make the alteration and start to track with that temperature. Come on, you made it to your initial setting. Do go back down to where we have it set. We want it to change to 235.70. So right now it's at 251.80. Probably when that thing hits 250 as opposed to 251, it's going to go ahead and change. There we go. Kind of pull that first purge line. That's how it works. Getting ready to start it up. Now these are going to be specifically made for the Harpoon Magnum. I have some beehive barrels for the Harpoon Magnum, so I did want to go ahead and use these 357 sabots to see if I can't speed the velocity up just that much more, right? Why not? Why not? Why not? Looking good. Looking consistent. Let's go ahead and grab the barrels that these are going to actually go in, because realistically this is the closest thing to actual double-aught buck that you can get in an air gun. You figure when you shoot a double-aught buck shell, you have 9 357 or 9mm pellets that come out of a double-aught buck shell. So with one of these guys, you are actually looking at the same 9mm diameter, but it comes out of this barrel. Let me grab it for you. All right. This is your AEA Harpoon Beehive barrel. The Beehive barrel has 3 openings that are 9mm in diameter, and they absolutely 100% go on top of the Harpoon Magnum cartridge. This is an air cartridge. It's got a burst disc in the back, 3 9mm holes up front, and the threaded orifice in the back where you can see these two connect to each other. Now, why are we doing this? Because I know that 22 caliber pellets are significantly lighter than 357 pellets. These 357 sabots hold 22 caliber pellets. Put the Beehive barrels in frame for you guys. Booyaka. Looks cool. These are rad. So, why do I say that these are the closest that an air rifle can get to a 12 gauge double-aught buck? It's because this air rifle has the ability to fire all of the barrels at one time, which means you would actually get 6 9mm projectiles from one shot, which is just about as close to double-aught as you can get from an air gun platform at this point. Now, hopefully you guys can kind of see exactly what we're going for here. We're starting to cut them. They are starting to be produced, and they kind of match these holes. Pretty rad. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of the day fired off. Do go ahead and enjoy what's in front of you, and if you have any questions about the 3D printing process whatsoever, or air guns, air rifles, airsoft in general, please feel free to ask in the chat, and I will do everything I can to go ahead and answer it for you guys. Smash that like button. What up? 50 people in the chat with us. Can't thank you guys enough for spending your morning with me. Who is it that you're speaking with? Macabespeed coming at you, baby. Who'd I say they gonna beat them Saints? Doing some cool stuff with the 3D printing today. Got our official Beehive barrels from Texoma Precision Pellets. Jim, oh look at that. Is that some friggin' fluff? What is that? Damn. There, a little better, a little better, a little better. All right, Beehive barrels. Now, what's a Beehive barrel do? Let's check it out together. The Beehive barrel has a threaded port on the back side. That threaded port threads in to the female fitting on this air cartridge. This air cartridge is rated for 5,000 psi. 5,000 psi. So there's Titan sub pressure. Yep, Titan sub pressure inside of this small cartridge. Now what's holding that pressure inside of that cartridge? It's going to be a burst disc on the back side of it, right? So what you would effectively do is, oh, did I ruin the whole print? I might have ruined the whole print. You guys saw it live. Wonderful, wonderful. Got the back side that just screws out. You replace that spent burst disc with a fresh burst disc and then repressurize said cartridge. Then at that point, Beehive barrel threads onto the end of it. Now you got 5,000 psi in a cartridge with 3 projectiles in front of it. Those projectiles are going to be 0.357, 0.356 in diameter. So you know what the real deal is as far as the math there is concerned. Extremely potent. Pretty cool. Hopefully we didn't ruin the print when we whacked it with the falling object, but we should be okay. It seems to be doing okay at this moment, so I'm just going to let it ride. If we see any deviation as far as the print stacking is concerned, because what's basically happening in front of you right now is there's a glue gun going around and spitting out a little bit of glue on each one of these. Then once it makes all of these shapes, it goes up a tiny little bit and the glue gun repeats the process, right? That's how you build a vertical object when you're 3D printing. Just want to go ahead and thank everybody once again for spending your morning with me. I know you guys have important things to do out there in the real world, but this is a cool break from real life, as it were. Thank you guys for spending some time with me. All right, so this is kind of an interesting factor here. You guys can see it looks like there was a little bit of residue left over from the previous print on the nozzle itself, and that foreign contaminant on the nozzle can be a big problem for you if you don't find it, catch it, and deal with it. You're not always able to remediate little issues like that. Sometimes you won't be able to save it, but sometimes if you're careful and you catch it early enough, you will be able to save a print just by eliminating that foreign contaminant that you might be able to find on the build plate, right? Shaky camera, dog. Shaky camera. Not good. Better. Significantly better. All right, cool. Sick. Rad. Now, for those of you just joining us in the stream, what exactly are you looking at? You are looking at the absolute least expensive, most cost-effective way to procure 357 projectiles for an air-powered platform. Air-powered arms are becoming more and more prevalent in today's society because they're just getting better. They're just getting better, right? So not only is an air gun basically one of those things that's effectively a pea shooter in the sense that if you put a spitball in a straw, it leaves the business end of it. An air gun works the same way. You know, you put a proverbial spitball in the end of a straw, it's going to leave the building. So I don't know, air guns are really a good premise for achieving the ability to punch holes without the use of powder actuation. If you enjoy that type of an idea too, then maybe hit subscribe. We do a lot of cool stuff over here. Wow, there's a lot of hair on that. Look like the same size, huh? Holes in this thing, circles on that thing. Like they kind of go together, right? Don't be a sucker, just smash like. Booyah, we have all kinds of different sizes, right? Back when I started making these things, they were kind of uglier, and I was kind of like trying to make them just a little bit too fancy. Had a little taper on the bottom. Obviously, my print settings could use some work here. There's a lot of fuzz on that guy, but it did work. It did work. This is a 457 projectile, and it's got a 357 projectile in the center, so it was moving significantly quicker. This is a 510 projectile. So larger than 50 caliber, but it also has that same 356, 357 projectile in the center of it, which means it's probably going to move butt naked speed for a 510 projectile. Pretty solid stuff. This is a good idea. I do like this. Also, considering the fact that this sabot is about 1 penny in general cost, it's really cost effective for you guys out there too, trying to do that modern homesteader, DIY, fend for yourself type mentality. Got a lot of different calibers. I mean, you can do whatever you want, right? See a 30 caliber nested into the center of a 456. Maybe take something like this. It's a big old 5.0 round 50 caliber from Mr. Hollow Point. You could probably stash this into something like a 12 gauge sabot, right? 12 gauge sabot with a 50 caliber center projectile, kind of cool. But ultimately, this is what we're making today. Just these empty cups. No powder, no projectile. It's going to be pushed by air pressure. Pretty rad. That size, not this size. $36 hanging out with people I don't know, chilling on the internet, making stuff print. If you are just joining us, welcome to the Conundrum. I am your host. Here we are. Macabespeed coming at you. I know you guys love it. How sick of a first layer do you have to basically have 100 individual items correctly being formed in one shot? Honestly, it's a pretty good setup. We just leveled this machine yesterday live, and it seems to be paying dividends for us still today. Still running on a very solid calibration that we established for ourselves yesterday. But I'm happy with it, right? In about the next 3 hours or so, 3 hours, maybe we'll leave the stream running the whole time. Probably go ahead and see some good progress on these sabots. In addition to some good progress, some major financial savings. I think that's one of the things that really draws people into the air-powered hole punchers as opposed to the powder-actuated hole punchers. For a powder-actuated hole puncher, a box of 50 Freedom Seeds in 9mm caliber is going to be about $18 to $20 right now, as opposed to these, which are less than 1 penny a piece, looking at like $1 worth of material to go ahead and have a range day with the same exact diameter projectile. Obviously, one's running on compressed air and one is running on powder actuation, but it's not that different, right? I mean, FPS is FPS. Feet per second don't lie. If you have 235 grains and it's moving 800 feet per second, it does not care how it was propelled. It doesn't matter if it was gunpowder or if it was air. It does not matter. If the projectile weight is the same and the velocity is the same, you are getting equal energy, even if in most cases it's more difficult to prepare the cartridges, prepare the high pressure air, whatever the case may be for the air arm, as opposed to the powder actuated. Throw down any questions you guys may have. I'm not too high and mighty to answer questions, so if you throw something in the chat, I'll be happy to answer you if I'm around. Enjoy.